Hello there. Welcome back. Okay, we were in the green place now. Let's see, last time we were in this end of the room with the Cora versus the Zodiac. Ding dong, who's there? It's Lo. Lo who? Locked up. That's what I am. No getting out right now. So let's go through here. Is there a place to see everything that we've gathered right now? God, it's been forever since I've actually played this. This is a very interesting room. Some planters with flowers are strategically placed against the walls, containing high-growing grass, too. Are those drugs? I can't tell. Doesn't look like any drug I know. Not that you know any drugs, Encore. Stop acting like you've taken any. It's not cool. You're not hardcore, Encore. You're just a nerd. Anyway, those plants are very peculiar. They climb on walls and form random shapes, it seems. And it's kind of hard to make out anything on the wall, but the ceiling has more answers. One of the plants is forming the word kill at the top. Next to it are Leo and Pisces. I hope you don't have to kill anyone to get out of this room. Don't kill Pisces, she's good. Yeah, if that's the case, then whoever enters here alone would be stuck. I think even the person who usurped this game would do that. Speaking of, I have my own theory on that, but I'll think about it later, after this deduction room is over. And Cora touched the plants to see if they were real. Indeed, they were, and in fact, very much alive, too. These things must have grown recently. How fast can plants like these grow, though? Can't do that overnight. This room must have been prepared in advance. There's something about it that really unsettles me. Okay, we can't examine... Oh, yep. There's Scorpio. Kill, Leo, Pisces, Libra, Scorpio. Wall, climbing plants, strange shapes. You can write some words. There's Scorpio from this climbing plant. Kind of hard to make out due to the ceiling. You have to look at it under a certain angle. Go have been rotating like a little, trying to see all of that. There were no other words than those written by the three planters in that corner of the room, though. In another angle, something caught her eye. Aha, there's something behind the climbing plant. Oh, it's a piece of paper. I didn't even notice it before, because it's rolled up and hidden there. On it, there are some symbols with numbers. Pisces is 2, Aquarius is 3, Sagittarius is 6, and Taurus is 11, apparently. And Cora took the paper with her to keep alongside all the objects that could be carried around. If there's nothing else to see, and Cora merely moved along, remembering by the same occasion that this plant spelled out Scorpio. He was getting rooted in the thicket of the matter. It's fine, everything's fine. Let's just leave and branch out to some new location to catch wind of the answer. We're right on top of the head. We're right on the hedge of an important discovery. Thank you, Encore. I don't think there's anything else to see here. Plants from this side forming the words Kill, Leo, and Pisces on the ceiling. Okay. Got a whole bunch of stuff. Scorpio, Kill, Leo, Pisces, Ram, yes, and... Oh, we got numbers. Or the Zodiac. F2 equals 4R 2L. Yes, that. Let's check this planter. Some more planters are over here. This one's got 2 plants coming out of it. Only one of them is spelling anything at all at this angle. I can see it spells Libra. I turned around some, trying to find the right angle to read the other one, since it was all jumbled up on the ceiling. And the other says Capricorn. Ooh, Libra and Capricorn, then. This is all so mysterious and weird. I would have expected a greenhouse to be here. Not me, that's for sure. Yeah, this had been planned before. This room was nothing I was going to do. Is it my aide? Did he take over somehow? Guy who helped me by programming all these funny puzzles. No, it can't be. That's just not possible. Not even he would have the kind of wealth needed to do this modification, without my knowledge most of all. Oh, middle planter. Beautiful flowers are here. Wish I could take these flowers home. The other guys wouldn't mind if I grabbed them and take them with me before leaving. If we ever leave. Anyway, we're crouched down while examining the flowers to count them, figuring this may be a part of the solution to this duo of rooms. There's a row of 7 red flowers, 3 white flowers, 4 blue flowers, and 6 green flowers. Altogether, that's exactly 20 flowers. I don't think this helps me very much. 7 red, 3 white. Okay. It's not the total amount of flour that's important. It's the color, though. I'm glad I'm here, not a certain someone else from my emptiness. This room has a strange obsession with colors, despite being about nature, which is mainly green. Are you trying to tell me that someone else in my emptiness is colorblind? 7 red, 3 white, 4 blue, 6 green. Taking note of them, but repeating them aloud makes me focus better. Still want to bring them home. Flowers, not the grass. I'll leave that part to my sister. Oh, your sister. No, that's not the first we heard of her. That's not the first we heard of Ancora's sister. The one ending where Ira killed the shit out of us. We got knocked out and had a dream nightmare with sister mention. Plan say here, say Libra and Capricorn. As for what I can do with that knowledge, I'm still working on that part. This gives me the chills, that weird portrait with shapes. Why is it so frightening? Ancora has a fear of patterns. I don't even know myself. It's there and it stares at me. It's just a bunch of colors, though. There's nothing special about it. It's as if it was put there just to tease. We've seen these colors before. Well, enough of that. The bed of flowers below seems more interesting. There are exactly 5 flowers there, and if I follow the arrow above it, on the portrait, left to right they are purple, red, blue, purple, blue. Wait, there's another arrow on top, and it's white. Reverse, it's, well, it's just the reverse. Wonder what that's all about. Guess I'll keep all that in mind. Well, there are 2 plates affixed to the wall, too. One of them has a list of colors in some order, and the other has much of the same, but in a different order. I'm supposed to use this to figure out a word. No, maybe a number. And if that's the case, how are we meant to decode it? Each side has 4 words, so if it's for the keypad in the first room, is it that simple? Somehow I doubt it. Okay. I'd rather not look at it. Fright from before is still so puzzling. What's with this portrait that causes such inherent uncertainty? Okay, what do we make of this? Red, blue, green, white. Blue, white, green, red. God, I almost need to take notes on this. I'm actually going to take notes on this. So. 7 red, 3 white, 4 blue, 6 green. So, if we do the left side, red, blue, green, white, 7, 4, 6, 3. The right side, blue, white, green, red, 4, 3, 6, 7. Can we punch in numbers here? My time's so short, so giving this another go without the code won't do me any good. What numbers? Well, yeah. Zodiac. What can we do with the Zodiac? I have to give to that. Is there a light switch? Been through this. Oh, it's a white pedestal, so the white arrow should be correct, and that's the reverse order of the flowers. Blue, purple, blue, red, purple. That's the cookie! I'm not even sure what that expression means. Inside the chest is just another goddamn paper. On it is written half 1 equals 1L 3R. But half 1 is 0.5, not 1L 3R. Now, this makes sense right now. Feels like that's not the whole picture. Or the whole paper as it is. How many papers do we have now? Oh, use our head to crack the code. Oh, we got this in inventory. Do. 1L 3R X F2 4R 7 2L 4. If I'm reading those clues right, crack the code. There's too much to keep track of. To think in the greenhouse. It's a lot more calming there, and it helps me think and make sense of things. Oh shit. Green hat. Nope, that's the door. Alright, let's think. Use your head. Crack the code. I'll use my head to crack the code. I think I can do it. In this room, we have a lot of things scattered around on the walls and in planters. Even though they're jumbled in 2 different orders, the L and R columns are made of 4 colors. Might be helpful in some way. I already messed with the flowers under that weird portrait, so I doubt those are going to be used again. I've yet to do anything with the 2 orders. But even if I think about them, the code I need is made of 4 numbers, not 8. From preliminary testing with the number pad, it's 4 numbers long, right? So then, what are these numbers and in which order do they go? I'm going to take a stab at it. There you go. The answer was 7674. Yeah, the 2 notes, first half, half 1, the whole, like, 1L, 3R. I already wrote out, we have L, the flower colors, R, the flower colors. So we lay out numbers to these based on the numbers in the planter there. And then, using the 2 notes we got, we just pick out the numbers from the lists. So 1L, 3R, 76, 4R, 2L, 74. 7674. So that means we can now use that code in the stars room on the pillar with the number pad. Let's do it. Oh. If there's anything else for us to see here. Let's go back here. Got it. Now let's open the safe, I think. Is it that easy? Still don't know what the answer to the question is. Oh, it seems to have also lit up the table in the middle of the room. Now the dope is giving off a faint light. It's so strange. Yeah, I think this activated the table, whatever it does, and unlocked the safe. It should now be possible to take the stuff from it, most likely the me cards and everything else. Why do I have the odd feeling that it's not everything that's in this room? Is the safe really the end goal? Still don't know what the answer is. It's turned on, but it's not doing anything. All I can see is a thin luminescence from it. Hard to make out with the lights on. Not anymore. And now it's entirely opaque, too. Before it had been slightly transparent, but now... Maybe I'll come back later if there's another code. No chance of that happening. They're following the pattern that I only had to figure out one code in this room. There. If the light dome has been lit, maybe it's worth turning the lights off. Doesn't seem to be displaying anything while the lights are on. Now for my next magic trick, I, the magnificent Zachary, will make the light disappear. Well done. And so, it was gone. Lights went out when Ancora flipped the switch, revealing patterns exposed on the ceiling. Ah, I can see the light it gives onto the ceiling. There's a bunch of zodiac signs up there with numbers next to them. 4 of them are up there. There's Virgo numbered 7, Aries associated to 9, Capricorn's number is 4, and Scorpio's is 10. I wonder what that's all about. Should probably line up all those numbers together and follow the new pattern. Or opened the last of the safe now that it was unlocked. She pilfered its contents and looked at each item in turn. Some of it was surprising. Inside of here we have one single me card. Wait, isn't that too few? As I'll talk with the others over it. There's a key. Its teeth are in the shape of the letter P. Finally, there's a piece of paper. On it is written a bunch of stuff. Ask Varge. I wonder what that's all about. Why are all the letters capitalized except for the R? And that's it. This doesn't bring me any closer to the answer, unless this piece of paper is important. Time was ticking, and Ancora still need to figure out what the heck was up with this room. Having no one to talk with was certainly taxing on the poor girl. Talking to yourself is probably not the most mentally healthy thing to do. Or so would argue many experts in this field. Remember, if you have mental health issues, please consult a professional. While closing the door, Ancora spied yet another item inside. She didn't notice it before because perhaps she just didn't want to acknowledge its existence. Now that she was closing the door, there was no helping it. Inside was a shotgun, which she pulled out with slight apprehension. Gun! Son of a truck. The same kind of shotgun that's used in the voting segments. I guess I can take that with me? Will said everything from the saves was fair game. Cora closed the door and left the shotgun there for the time being, since it probably wasn't used inside this room. Now it was best used for defense, but its appearance was nothing but trouble. Oh boy. Nothing in there except for a shotgun. Just like in my life. Empty, just like my soul. Okay. What can we do with all this cred? Axtvag. It's the AR for Sagittarius. What are we supposed to do with this? Kill Leo Pisces. Leo's 1. Pisces is 2. Scorpio is 10. 1, 2, 10. Libra, Capricorn. 1, 2, 10, 8, 4. What do we do with this knowledge? Well, here goes nothing. I think I have the answer. Girl braced herself. Once she was completely alone. There was no one else to counsel her on the answer, or to answer for her. Not that she ever let anyone else answer anyway, it just wasn't in her nature. She inhaled deeply before speaking out her mind. Let me out! The keys are... Astrology. Means we have to use this. What are we supposed to do with this? Okay, after some deliberation, I think I know what the answer is. Or I think I know how I'm supposed to get there. We combine this with this. This didn't really have much meaning. Kill Leo, Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, Capricorn. Oh, no, it does have a meaning. That's one of the things that threw me off about this. You go first letter of the zodiac to here. So A, you have Aries and Aquarius, but the AR specifically refers to Aries. So Aquarius, so translate that to the capital letter, and on here, that happens to go to A. C could give us Cancer or Capricorn, but both are N's. I wonder if this is related to this, where we kill Capricorn, so we go for the Cancer and get an N. So we have AN. Then next, we have S, which gives us Scorpio or Sagittarius, which is what threw me off, which is what confused me for a little bit, but this is the only divergence, which is also explained away by this. Kill Scorpio, so we'll use Sagittarius to get an A, ANA. So next up, Virgo. Her capital letter is a G, so ANAG. Can you tell where this is going yet? So AR, Aries, R, ANAGR, Taurus, another A, ANAGRA, Gemini gives us Anagram. Anagram. They're an anagram. Doors locked came undone. However, she did not leave yet. She still had quite some time ahead of her. This was the answer brought her to think about the keys again. Anagram, huh? How many letters do we know so far? Take the key teeth as being letters themselves, then we have AP. The others? Can't remember. An anagram, though, that's worth considering later when I know more of them. Man, this might be a little weird to think about, but I feel like a lot of this room just flew right by. It's as if answers were coming to me without any need to think. After a few moments, she decided to leave this strange room behind. It had been quite an experience, a room with zodiac signs attached to a greenhouse. She found a me card, a key with a P as its teeth, and a shotgun, which she took with her. Hey guys, don't mind me. Maybe it was a better idea to leave it behind, but Ancora preferred taking it with her. Maybe for once she'll finally have the control she wanted over this game. Metaphysics. Ancora left this room with the shotgun in hand. Once again in the hallway, she noticed her helmet read roughly a half hour after first entering. 20 minutes remained. When it was done, in 20 minutes she'd die. Unless the system would coincidentally go down, that is. Still, there was something very wrong with the previous room. Remember setting it up. Not the room, the question, or anything else. Did I forget something? None of this feels correct in any capacity. The blonde waited, deep in her thoughts, until finally an adjacent door opened. The group that came out was Superbia and Tristitia. Two of them scurried over to Ancora, only to briefly pause when they noticed she had a shotgun. Hey. Did you figure out anything interesting in that room? No, we can't talk about it. Are you gonna let go of that? This here's my boomstick. How come you can't talk about it? He disregarded the inquiry about the firearm entirely. We're told by me that if we talked about it, we'd die. Did you say you'd die? Not exactly. Never specifically says we'd die, just that we'd surrender our right to live. I always wondered what was up with that strange wording. He shook his head in a dismissive fashion. And what about those bowls? She pointed at the cyan and red bowls the two of them were carrying. All Suburbia had to say about it was a shrug. They were in the safe that contained the me cards, and the key we found. We each took one, but I don't know what they're for. And then what about you? Did you get told you couldn't share your knowledge too? He seemed less bothered by the shotgun than Superbia was. No. I don't think it's really going to be helpful though. So I'm going to hold off unless we need it. It's definitely going to distract us, and we don't have time to go on with wild tangents right now. Time is always working against us, isn't it? I see Ava and Viddy haven't come out yet. Speak of the devil. Almost as if on cue, the two of them emerged from their room after their door unlocked. The 5 survivors were reunited together and shared their meager findings. Namely, they all had 1 me card, and 1 key from each room. Nothing else. Other than Ancora's shotgun and the 2 bowls. Together, this gives us 24 me cards and 9 strange keys. We're missing 15 me cards. Yes, we are. However, I have a bit of a plan. But I can't share it with anybody except for Trist. Oh. Why's that? That's what me said. I don't know why either. I just can't tell anyone else. You'll excuse me then. I don't have much time and it takes a while to explain, so... She reached for Trist's wrist, pulling him away from the others. The 2 of them vanished into the hallway. Think we should follow them to eavesdrop? Nah, give them some privacy. 2 lovebirds need it in their final moments. And Cor stayed silent. That was ominous, just kidding. In reality, we can share it with you guys too. I don't know if it's a good idea for now. I think she just made it up to get away from your gun. You'd fire it, it would solve the problem of needing 2 more deaths, at least. I figured it might cause something like that to happen. I have no intention of shooting anybody, and besides, even if me really said that, you haven't been punished for breaking into somewhere you weren't meant to be, right? That's also correct. I guess whoever is behind this is very fickle. Impossible to understand. On another level than humanity as a whole. So what do we do now? Do we just sit here until the others come fetch us again? That seems to be the plan. At least we're back with our original group, huh? Ruby face. I am not... Oh, whatever. Didn't seem like she had the energy to oppose Nvidia in such a way anymore. Yeah, our first team is back together, and still alive. And Cora was just as tired. This entire ordeal was taking a toll on her, too, both mentally and physically. You know, we haven't really done much chit-chat in general, huh? Like talking about the weather? It's kinda useless. A lot of things are useless, but everything has a point, too. Let's say you fire up a random discussion about colors. It's not just about the colors themselves. Of course, what color you like best will never be important. Unless, say, you end up dating someone and they want to give you a present in the color you like best. However, just talking about it can be refreshing, too. The basics of all communication, not just about the subject, but also about the manner. How you approach the subject is interesting, too. Huh, I see. That's good and all, but my favorite color is green. I must be your favorite, then. He pointed at his outfit, which was, partially, green. I guess? I don't have a preference if it's dark or bright, though. So you liked Lux? She was pretty nice. That we knew of. Just a victim of circumstances. Oh, if only we knew. Nuh-uh. You keep telling yourself that, you hella naive girl. Remember, we're all here for a reason, and we've all committed a crime. Whatever she was, she still did that. She was a little snake. The timer was quickly approaching the 45-minute mark. Around that point in time, their conversation was interrupted by Avarisha calling over to them. Hey, Superbia, mind if I get you a bowl? Huh? The question took her by surprise. And Cora remembered back in the first room how combative she had been. Over a simple cylinder. Yet defying all expectations, Superbia handed it over like it wasn't any big deal. I don't get anything that's happening here, so whatever. You can have it. Thanks. And with that done, the woman walked away again. This time, the group's curiosity was piqued. It was like Superbia said, none of them were getting anything that was going on. Even I am at a loss now. After a few more seconds, they decided to walk out, believing the sharing of information between the two others had taken long enough by then. They walked through the hallway, still without signs of Avarisha or Tristitia. They walked back to the main room, and on the stairs were the two of them. On the ground were the two bowls. One of them, the cyan one, contained all the me cards the two of them had before. Tristitia waved them over. I was gonna fetch you soon, but this is fine too. So, can't share what's behind this, but I can share what my plan is right now. You take a me card and vote, right? Not yet. I know, the timer is ticking. This is important, trust me. First of all, here in this bowl are all the me cards we got except the ones each of you are carrying, all which total to 15, and 9 of them are already discarded. He stared over at Ancora. The girl understood that this was all due to her and Luxuria, as they placed the me cards into the machine earlier. That's fine, we're still good to go. I need each and every one of you to put your me cards into this. We need every little bit we have left. Some of them weren't active anymore, since they'd been used for a previous vote. Despite that, those cards definitely could still work when discarded. They just couldn't be reused for other votes. They can still be used to put into the machine to increase the tally, but not to vote. And why should we put our me cards in there? We need to vote. Maybe we don't anymore. I want to try out a theory. It's very important that Core watches this. So everybody put your me cards in. This time he was a little less generous with the leeway he was giving them. All of them obeyed, and every me card ended up in the bowl. Self-conscious about the gun she'd taken, Ancora tightened her grip when she handed her me card over. At least no one was going to pull a fast one on her, like she did on Drist. Very curious about what Tristitia has planned and why he's singling someone out like that. Okay. Now, if everything is correct, turn the bowls over. The cyan one covered 15 me cards, and the red one was empty. Plan goes as follows. Cora, you know how you have psychic powers? Want to test something. If it works, we'll be out of here. But part of me feels like it was meant to go this way too. Listen, this bowl has all 15 me cards underneath it. Then you need to move away from our group and use your psychic powers to see what I'm doing with the bowls. Oh. Either I'll leave them as they are now, with the 15 me cards under this one, or I'll switch the me cards to the red one. What I've decided to do is to take them all out and put them under the red bowl. Wait, you're not supposed to tell me that, are you? I'm supposed to use my powers, whatever they are. I actually don't understand what his plan involves. Oh, this is the hacking that's coming up, isn't it? No, that's fine. I'm telling you right now. He put some emphasis onto his words. I will be switching them to the red bowl. 15 me cards will transfer under the red bowl. Now go and use your abilities. And Cora checked the timer. They had 10 minutes left, at best. Deciding to roll with it, she left the group, walking back into the original hallway where everything had begun. since she wouldn't see anything of them anymore behind the closed doors. It's my cue to use the helmet to spy on them. This feels a little silly, though. What choice do I have? Be over really quickly, anyway. And if all else fails, I guess 2 people will get shot. One who's getting hacked is... Oh boy. Biddy. Nothing. Wait, what is this? There's nothing. Our helmets share the same frequency. I'm absolutely sure to check. Not much I can do about it right now. No idea why this is happening. If this error in the program, we're missing something vital somehow. It should normally immediately boot. Not much I can do about it except pick another helmet to hack for now. Alright, Ava. Well, I guess there's routes for choosing wisely or choosing poorly. Equalize using 39. Wait. What? In some countries, slash is a dot instead. Need a calendar for this one. What? What is this? What the hell's going on here? Excuse me. I don't know. What is this shit? Alright, we need a calendar. Oh, give me a calendar. Thank you. What the hell are we supposed to do with this? Oh, no, don't click on February. It was like 2-8, February 8th, the 39th day of the year. Okay, that works. Well, that works then. February 8th is the 39th day of the year. Simple enough. I'll take it. Alright, what do we got? Processing complete. Evaluating frequencies. Connection established. I have a feeling it's not going to be this simple. This Trist is going to have everyone run. Avarisha was looking for Ancora. But the girl had gone elsewhere. Around the classrooms, Avarisha found her after a few moments. The other older woman sat against the wall outside the classroom, not disturbing her for a few. Ancora didn't give her attention, focusing on her psychic power use. Something weird about seeing this from a whole different angle. Even if Avarisha disturbs the process, it doesn't matter since it won't work. Not actually psychic powers. How long is this goose chase going to last? Something needs to be done about this situation. There are no gifted children here, just a helmet that can connect to others. Of course, they don't know that. They can't be allowed to know that. Hey, Avarisha, do you think it's real? Might as well do small banter, huh? Cora spoke from inside the classroom. Avarisha could hear her clearly anyway. And she shrugged. I don't know. It's completely beyond me. Logic dictates none of this is going to work, but I've seen some strange things today already. Shotguns that don't really shoot you, but you die anyway. Voting mechanisms. Convoluted puzzles. Keycards that look like a lump of plastic with some paint on them. They work anyways. So who knows? Maybe it works. Maybe it's enough if we just believe things work the way they do. Maybe you do have psychic powers. She giggled a little, but you could tell that her words weren't having the effect she wanted. Oh, I'm not making fun of you or anything. I'm just laughing because I guess it's the stress. I just can't take it anymore, you know? I want to leave. It's only been almost 6 hours, but it feels like a lifetime. I've seen death. I've heard torment. I've felt fear. Gone through the entire spectrum. Except for joy. Joy is when I'll finally be able to leave. Yeah. She didn't have much to say to Avaricia's monologue. After that, she tried to call upon her latent psychic abilities again, to very little avail. No matter how much she tried, she just couldn't do it. Avaricia remained silent. She instead looked out of the closed doors, into the crossroads. It was probably better that way. Small banter reassured Ancora a little, but it also distracted her. Every time she could call upon those abilities, she was alone. It'd be hard to move during that, I guess. Carrying a conversation without seeing your interlocutor is a problem. Arisha saw Superbia messing with the bowls. She was putting all 15 me cards under the red bowl. Okay. I assumed there had been a mistake before, or she's messing with them for fun. One thing's clear at least, now I know where the me cards are. After that, Avaricicia grumbled something while walking back to the classroom Ancora was in. This time she knocked on the door. Then the screen went black. The connection cut? A few minutes passed. It quickly became clear the connection hadn't cut. And yet, for some reason, there had been a blackout in Avaricia's helmet. Oh no! And the vision was restored. He was talking to Ancora again. Say, do you know about the man? Hey! They say it's fine to come back now. It goes for you too, Ancora. Alright. I did say it should be fine after a few minutes. Well, we're almost out of time due to this bullshit now, so I hope whatever stupidity you idiots are planning is going to actually work and not just rob us all of our lives. Trust me, I'm even more stressed out by this than you are. Why? You're an old lady. You've got like, what, half your life left at best? We're still teens. We've got so much more to look forward to. Yeah, that would be nice, but no, it's not due to my age. Tell the others I'll be there promptly with Cora. This is some bait and switch to figure out who she's... This is going to be some bait and switch to figure out who Cora is spying on. To do her psychic powers. Herbia gave an annoyed howl at being treated like a messenger pigeon, storming off into the crossroads again. Hey! You two imbeciles! Avaricicia says she'll be there promptly. A booming voice could be faintly heard in the distance. Okay, enough. Whatever Avaricicia wanted to say, she can say it later. It's imperative to get the vote underway. Connection cut off at that precise moment, taking a little bit to re-establish vision to the one Ancora wore herself. Mechanism. Ancora took a few steps outside the classroom, but stopped in her tracks. Turned to look at Avaricicia, who noticed she wasn't walking anymore. The older woman had left the immediate area earlier, yet remained close by to keep an eye on her. What is it? Is something wrong? No. That something's really strange, I guess. I don't feel too good about this. I've got a bad feeling about it, if you ask me. I've got a bad feeling about this, too. I've got a bad feeling about this, too. Thank you. Go noticed she was still carrying the shotgun with her. Right, she found it in the room she investigated before. For some reason, she felt like Avaricicia was trustworthy. There's just this part of her that told her. Trust her. If she doesn't have the shotgun, she'll die. Far from her to argue against her inner voice, she handed the firearm over to a very surprised teacher. The woman waited for a second before reaching for it. What? What are you thinking about? Something in me said, Ava will need this. Psychic powers? I don't know. That done, Ancora and Avrisha stepped forward once again. The timer was counting down on them. What plan Tristitia had in mind, it had better work. 5 minutes remained. Okay, hold up. Time stood at a standstill. Tawada! It's the most important moment of these 6 hours. Right now, there's a choice to make. Or rather, there are multiple choices to make. I need to determine some things before we move on. Namely, first, I need to determine who the traitor is. That's not all. I also need to determine what happened to my recordings. Someone messed with my recordings. Is that also the traitor's doing? It's time to deduce. Let's go back, all the way to the very beginning. First thing that was strange was... That's right, that box. I don't think that was part of the plan. Every classroom have a metal box like that? I don't know what's inside, but let's just keep it in mind for now. Next there was a death. This means my emptiness is made of all 7 deadly sins in Latin plus Ancora and Pandora. Considering the 9th of them died. One who died was really named... No, that's not it. There's another name. It's a name that kept confusing everyone. One whose status is still unknown to them all. Oh, okay. I failed. The third strange thing was the slip-up. The message was recorded, and I wasn't sure how many people would be alive, but 8 was the fairest bet. Instead of saying 8, the recorded me said 7. That's right. They said 7. It's only possible, as Tristitia pointed out, if it was not a recording, because otherwise they couldn't have known we'd be 2 down. Even if they'd engineered the death of the third person, and guessed someone would die with the vote, you can't guess those are going to be the only deaths. Someone's hijacked my game. Is the 9th person really alive? I think it's fairly clear about who did it. The person who took over my game is... That's right. This means Pandora isn't dead. They are the one listed as Pandora, who is actually Ancora, switched with me to hide my identity. Oh, does everything add up correctly, or did I make a mistake somewhere? No, this is too confusing. I think I made some wrong assumptions in there. I really don't have the time to go over everything again, though, so... I'm gonna throw a wild guess and say... Right, it's Superbia. Oh shit, it has to be. Let's go. As if all the thoughts rapid-fired at once, taking only the span of a single moment. Oh boy! It was as if all those thoughts rapid-fired all at once, taking only the span of a single moment, and Cora panted in her helmet, registering all that information. Avrisha had stopped her movements to inquire on her state. I was gonna say, did we default to this route because we got one of the questions wrong? It feels weird that that's the case. Or maybe we're missing some other key information. Are you alright, Cora? Yes. Let's keep going. Vaughn joined up with everyone else again. She stood before Tristitia, who had a hand on both bowls. She looked at Invidia, and then at Superbia, and then back at the bowls. Feels like Invidia's the one we need to hack to get the clearest picture of what bowl was actually the right one. Because Ava poked her head towards the bowls once, and then we were blind the rest of the time. Clearly Bia did some stuff to the bowls, but Bia was clearly going back and forth as well, so Bia probably didn't see everything either. But it feels like Vidi was there the whole time. The group seemed surprised when Avarisha came up too. They looked at each other in turns, noticing the teacher had the shotgun Cora previously held. However, no one commented on that. Justicia went straight to business, and understandably so. Based on what you've seen, Cora, pick a bowl. Any bowl. And Cora briefly paused. 4 minutes remaining. She made her choice. I'm picking the red bowl. Deciding to trust you when you say that this was the bowl they're all under, that you moved them. Are you sure? This is the bowl you believe they're under? Yes. Justicia lifted his head, looking over at Nvidia. Wolf stared back at him, giving a shrug. Without any other communication, Nvidia moved away from the group. Ava sat down on the ground, waiting for the outcome. And Cora was taken by Nvidia moving away, but when Justicia reached for the bowl, her attention snapped back to what he was doing. Oh, you're wrong. I didn't move them. Lifted the bowl as if to confirm that thought. Underneath were all 15 me cards, piled together as prepared beforehand by the group. And he lifted the other bowl, under which was nothing. Not sure what this means, though. Someone else moved them? Does it mean that this won't work now? What does what mean? What won't work because someone else touched them? What? What are you talking about? What are you surprised about? What did you expect? I don't actually know. Remember, this was someone else's idea. Like someone else's waste of time. 3 minutes. 3 more minutes, then we're dead. Somehow the reminder about their lack of time didn't really hit anyone, especially hard. Ah, okay. Wording was a bit confusing, but Trist picked up the red bowl, and all 15 cards were there, which means that our sighting of Bia was accurate. Somehow the reminder about their lack of time didn't really hit anyone especially hard. None of them reacted to it. It's as if their entire group had communally decided to become zombies. Yeah, 3 minutes, then what? Don't give up here. There's gotta be something to do. So close. And Cora sat down too. It was like she also gave up. That's how it ends, without catching the mastermind. Fair. We already might have. Just don't know. There's nothing that tells us we won. Even then, we are lacking 15 me cards. Could do the vote, but... Cora suddenly lifted her head up. The vote! The vote gives us more time, yes? Remember how it works? You can actually freeze the timer for 20 minutes. Justicia smacked his hand on the ground before lifting himself up to his feet. You're right. The timer can give us more time. But how is it going to work with the me cards? We're missing 15 still. There has to be somewhere we've overlooked. Somewhere containing something big. That's an interesting theory, at least. Irisha rose up, carrying her shotgun with her. Where would it be, then? Maybe the secret room. Maybe the secret room? And Cora just had a flash of inspiration. Nvidia found a me card there. Maybe there were others. 2 minutes remaining, and soon only one. They wouldn't have the time to search it. It meant they had to do the vote. Someone would die. Do the votes, then we can buy 10 more minutes in total. Something like we put in the me cards with half a minute remaining. Then we search for nearly 10 minutes, come back here quickly and punch in our votes. Then we start a second vote right away. Correct? This means someone dies. No, 2 people will die among the 5 of us. Thought froze the group in their tracks. They all looked at each other. It was clear with this renewed hope that no one would want to be the sacrifice. Just vote for me then. Ah, consider this my last act as peacemaker. I'll die, and you'll all escape. Don't think this absolves you of what you've done. What I've done. Look who's talking. No nagging. We need all the time we can get. Did he? She called over at the wolf boy who came back from the voting stations. Apparently, he'd already put his me card in. Mine's there already. Hurry up. And Cora hurried alongside everyone else. Soon, the timer read 39 seconds remaining. With the leftover me cards that could still be used to do votes, they could do 2 rounds. And Cora also realized the fact that the second vote would need someone else to die as well, that it could very well be her. That was a matter for later. All the me cards were put in and everyone stood in front of their station. The timer froze just like before and 10 minutes started counting down. When it would be over, they wouldn't even have any time to think about the death they caused. You have to put in the next me cards right away to avoid mass execution. But if someone... Oh, it's the very end of the 6 hours. Oh. So they literally don't get an extra hour for killing one person. Quick! Spread out, search! Biddy, you're at the secret room. Go with Bia and Ava. I don't think me would kill 3 people like that. After all, they have a goal too, right? Can't just off more than half our remaining numbers. What about you? What are you going to do? I'll search this room again. And you? I'll go back to the first hallway. Something's always bothered me. Go then. There's no time to lose. Everyone meet back here in 9 minutes, and don't be late for the love of God. Survivors immediately spread out following that. No one had anything to rebuke. Avrisha, Invidia, and Superbia took the secret room while Ancora and Tristitia split up to search previous rooms. This is all just a vain grasp of time. There are no more me cards. Maybe it's time to go over all that I know again. As soon as those thoughts were formulated, a loud noise resembling an echo resonated into Ancora's helmet. For a split moment, she believed she hit her head on the wall. She fell onto one knee, both hands grabbing at the ground in her dizziness. Someone took the gun from her boot. Nivea's theory fell flat as soon as she felt her other boot shift. Someone was grabbing the gun and taking it out. It's Tristitia. Oh no. Really sorry, but that's mine. What about the vote? I can't. I'll prop your body up and you'll have your hand on the button when it'll become available. Don't worry, I'm already dead. Not doing this to win anymore. Yet if I got you to vote for someone else and I voted for them too, the other team outvotes me. Then why? Everything was becoming harder and harder to focus on. Because Bia has to die. There. And there was nothing but darkness. Well, Ancora woke up. When Ancora came to, she realized she was in front of the voting console. It seemed as though Tristitia kept his word, carried her back there, but she put in her vote as the boy had planned. The fact she wasn't dead was a surprise. This meant that it's just after the vote went through. Looking around, though, she saw 2 bodies. Tristitia's dead body was on the ground, not too far away. Headless. The same was the case for Superbia's body. However, she also had some bullet wounds. The fact that she was headless spoke volumes about what had happened. Let's put it together. That bullet wound came from the revolver, right? When did Tristitia have the time to shoot her, though? Must have been during the vote. Maybe right as the vote ended. Maybe after Superbia put in her vote. I don't think I'll ever really know for sure since I was cut off during that moment. Slowly, Ancora rose up. She looked at the timer. She expected it to have been several seconds before the 6 hours mark, but 6 hours and 3 minutes. Even if the timer had paused before, they were over the mark. If that was the case, then. She looked around. There were no other bodies. Where did Avrisha and Invidia go? Her hand held onto the console to keep herself steady before she set off to look for them. The timer was past the 6 hours mark. And did they do it? Did they have the 39 me cards? Finally, she noticed the console that took the B cards was open. She took a glance within the object, uncertain. Inside was nothing. Why is it open? Why is there nothing inside? Where has the bomb gone? Why did it not blow up? Where did they get the leftover me cards? They weren't in the special room. I know that for a fact. Although can we really say for sure anymore? Too many questions and not enough answers. Kitty, Eva, where are you? She looked around the room, but only silence answered her question. Kitty, Ava, where are you two? This isn't funny. Once again, only silence answered her question. Steps brought her back down to the stairs leading to the voting machines. Now in the hallway again, she looked over at the secret room. Rather where it would be. The door was open. She walked over, slowly, uncertain of what she'd find. Beyond there is the exit. Did they both leave? Did they take the bomb? Oh, it was an elevator and it was open. And Cora took it in silence, figuring that this was where the others had gone to. She was almost like a zombie following its own instincts. Apit Lisa. Once she was inside, it moved on its own, carrying her up. After a brief moment, the doors on either side opened and she stepped inside the room on what she assumed was the second floor. Hello. And Cora saw the room was empty. It was a pure white room. Walls were white. The ceiling was white. It had very little features whatsoever. The area was actually a little unsettling. It was reminding her of one of those padded rooms where they kept crazy people with straitjackets. What was the most unsettling, however, wasn't the room filled with strange seats and cables. It was the fact that inside the room was someone. It was her. Immediately, a headache came upon Ancora, and she fell to the ground while holding her helmet. It's not possible! Hello there! That's her. But that's me. The other girl. It's like her somehow. What? Ancora didn't believe it was possible, though, and yet she was standing right in front of her. Sorry, I'm not sure about what's going on. Why are you wearing the same things as me? Wait, do I know you? I think I remember you. Ancora looked up at the other Ancora. Even on the ground, one thought occupied her mind. She had to leave this place right now. The headache was getting worse, the more she spent time in the second Ancora's company. All she saw were doors to elevators. Doors that were closed. She panicked on the ground as the other girl looked upon her with all the shock in the world. Let me out! Hello there. Here's the mystery bear. Let me out! Let me out! And just like that, the helmet closed onto her. Unlike the others, it didn't explode. Due to the careful nature of deduction rooms, helmets didn't blow up there. Oh! They only took their quarry by beheading. This is a deduction room. Oh boy, it was a deduction room. The time that thought came up, it was already far too late. Ancora's head rolled onto the ground, encased inside of the helmet. Scream. The other Ancora was screaming. Not like it would matter to Ancora anymore. Before she died, she wanted to know who that was, but she couldn't formulate anything. All she could formulate was a thought. A thought that told her, if she hacked the rabbit before the second vote, then maybe this might have been different. Superbia. Suspicious. Hack her. Fortunately, that was impossible because to hack that helmet, one needed those directives, and now it's far too late. No matter what, she couldn't go back to that moment. No one could. Without any answers out of it, Ancora died. The box remained shut. God, so the secret box is going to come into play here. God, secret box. Strange room with, like, chairs that hook you up to some funky mainframe. Double the Ancora. Final boss deduction room. What is happening? Holy hell. That was loaded. Oh shit. I just figured out the secret here. Yeah, I'm surprised that worked. So I might as well show it off again. I didn't actually think that was going to give me the secret answer. But, so the bonus hint here, just kidding and thank you. You go by letters, 1011 equals JK. Still do this, but I'm not sure how that comes into play. But thank you. But yeah, it gave us the answer. Okay. That note. Judging by... Man, that was a wild ride. Still have to do this route. I'm very nervous about doing this route. I can try to hack Bia here. See what happens. I can try and get onto this route. This still feels like the final deduction room route. We still have a route down here to do. This is unlocked, we can go here. So I think next video, my first course of action is going to be to try to hack Bia here. Just for the sake of getting that puzzle. And then do the trust Vidi route. See where that gets us. God, I don't know. There's still more questions. I'm on board with the idea of the mystery Pandora being the true hijacker. It seemed like that's what they're going for. With the, having to dynamically change stuff. But man, that fucking stinger, that is definitely the safe end equivalent. We get to the final boss room, but things end badly. Okay, so, until next time, until then.